Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich. I've done a little bit of audio trickery and my level should be a bit louder now. There were some people a long time ago said, you know, you're kind of quiet on my end, and I had to like put my speakers up to full blast, which I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it should be better now. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about this stuff. So the Swedes have moved in now, which I mean, I guess they kind of own it right now. But we'll probably take that in a piece still, let's be honest. We have a claim on it, and they do not, so... The Swedes got enough with Norway and everything. Alright, let's see here. So, I also figured out the answer to my question last episode about what we should call the submarine. And I'll tell you about that in just a moment. God, it's so hard to like pick which tech you're gonna go with, because really, like, very few of these things are immediately viable to us. The only stuff that's like... I mean, this is a priority, artillery is a priority, land doctrine is a priority. I mean, I guess we could just go with this. Overwhelming fire. Yeah, we should probably just rush that one. Yeah, we're gonna rush overwhelming fire. Then let's have a look at our submarine. Should be this one, right? The Advanced Submarine Mark 1. There's no updated design up there. Yeah, that last one we had was the Vettahinen, and now we're going to go with Advanced Submarine Hull, and this one is going to be called the... Iku Turso class, or Iku Turso. Iku Turso. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I'm kind of pronouncing it in a very sort of Sami-ish pronunciation, like Northern Norway, indigenous people's dialect, because I'm not actually quite... I'm not 100% on Finnish pronunciation, as you can probably tell from all these videos. But yeah, this Iku Turso is a Finnish like sea monster from mythology. It's a kind of like a kraken-like creature, like an octopus thing. And I believe etymologically, the Swedish, or sorry, not Swedish, my bad, the Finnish word for octopus is somehow etymologically linked to that name, Iku Turso. And further back from that, I believe it is etymologically named or linked to the word for giant in Proto-Germanic Old Norse-ish, like I think it's like Thurisas or something like that. But either way, we are going to... So the music should be a lot louder now, and everything should be louder across the board. I've turned the music up to sort of compensate for the fact that my voice is very loud now. Hopefully it's fine. If it's bad, let me know, but do, like, if you're providing some sort of information, we're gonna set this to later. If you're providing some sort of information, please... Oh, we're gonna do it like that. Please make it as detailed as possible. Like, just telling me it's bad doesn't really help. Yeah, we're gonna go with additional torpedo room. We're probably just gonna nuke these out for torpedoes. Actually, might add a... We want a snorkel, and we might actually add a fuel tank instead of one of those torpedoes, because at some point we're not going to have allies. Oh, in that case we can just refit one. Let's yeah, let's make this like a torpedo monster. Maybe we should do... No, we'll do a raider. We can probably make like some type differentials like here, type A, type B, stuff like that later on. Yeah. Oh no, actually let's make this a type A. And then let us make a type B here. Oops, let's first duplicate. There we go. And let's actually just decommission all these old ones. We don't need them. There we go. So now I've got a B class and an A class, and we're going to set the A class into production. We're going to finish this one. Then afterwards we will no longer be producing that at all. That should be good. So we have functionally like no use for this mountain division right now. There are no mountains down here. There's hills though, like further down south here, but just a tiny bit of it. Most of Russia is just forest, swamp, and plains and river. What we can use it for though is to just shore up defenses, which we can do over here. Honestly, like we could do with one extra. Not a single ship sunk yet. A lot of stuff like stacked all over there. I thought for a second they had a refinery that was like clearly visible. What if refineries are visible? Yes, they are. That's one. And that's one. Yeah, cool. I wasn't really sure. Oh, this is cool. That's this is a Romance language, but I'm not quite sure which. I mean, it could be anywhere from the Balkans to maybe Portuguese, I don't know, or Spanish, I don't know actually. No, this is not Spanish, or I mean it could be Portuguese, but I doubt it. I don't think this is Portuguese. It's got to be like some like Balkan, like here, Bulgarian, Romanian, stuff like that. Serbian maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna say, you know, it's gotta be this, and then someone is gonna be like, no dude, it's actually on the other side of the world, you fucking idiots. That's fine. If I am being an idiot, please let me know. Stacked a bunch of new divisions here though now. These guys have some spare time here. I'm gonna start attacking, I think, down here. Get him to strategically redeploy. Should make him a lot quicker. In fact, I may as well just reassign him completely to this. Holy shit, dude. I've never heard that line before, I don't think. Salaido falls ill. Do those even have the Finnish flag? It looked like it earlier, but now they just look like iron crosses. Oh, that's gotta be the Finnish flag, right? And yeah, I can sort of see the swastika there. Like the Finnish one. But I'm not quite sure. Also, someone suggested for like the nations to play next. Someone did suggest because I kind of want to play a syndicalist nation because I haven't played one on the channel yet. Someone did suggest the Soviet Union or the Soviet Republic, as they're calling this. But I like they're a very tempting choice. But I feel like in this game or in this iteration of Kaiserreich, the Soviet Republic is kind of boring. I'll have a look into it though. I think yeah, I don't think they're all that interesting. I think the Republic of Australia and the Canadian Commonwealth. Okay, so Republic of Australia has been fully declared and realized with the annexation of New Zealand. But yeah, the which takes them out of the war. The Soviet Republic seems kind of boring to me, but I'll have a look into it and see, you know, really if it is. If not, it would be cool to like, you know, create the Soviet Union. Or I think more likely something like France, or you know, France or the Union of Britain or something like that is what would probably play. Or since they did do some changes to America in this patch, Jack Reed's Combined Syndicates of America is a possibility as well. That puts us immediately into war, and war usually doesn't start until later in these playthroughs for me. Like until like episode 10 or something, which can get a bit annoying and boring, I guess. Ouch. They're bombing the shit out of our troops. We'll set it to interception. It's not like we have a lot of fighters over there, but... And even though we have a lot of more fighters assigned to the region, they're gonna have air superiority because... those fighters that are assigned that are allied are all assigned from these areas here and can't really reach all the way up. While the Russians have assigned fighters from airports all over the place. Are those forts coming? Far off. Aggressive expansionism. It is time to restore the Roman Empire as Finland. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I can't even say that. White Ruthenia, there we go. My brain sometimes just short circuits. White Ruthenia is just reaching for Moscow. This is a very good way to get yourself encircled. Like two tiles here, cut off, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions at minimum cut off. Oh, you motherfucker, he pinned me the moment we actually took that. There we go. The reason I sent this one to attack is because you can't functionally assist the defense, but you can wear down the enemies who are attacking you. Like so. I'll set him to just assist that attack, because I don't want anyone moving out. Like, I don't want open holes in our line. There's such a way of, or there is a way to overextend yourself in such a way where you basically allow the enemy to capitalize and push in. Create an opening for yourself, or out of your own line, basically. Create an opening for the enemy. Yeah, we should have taken Murmansk. I'm sorry about that. I completely forgot in the heat of the Winter War. The cold of the Winter War. We've got that anti-tank gun that we'll probably never use because the Russians don't seem to have any tanks. Could be a thing for us to use in a future war, like against someone else. Not sure who that would be though. Let's do radar. May as well for the intel. Oh cool, we can see the divisions they have here now. Still kind of garbage, and some of them are very low on strength. This war isn't going to end right at this moment, so I'm going to research further advanced oil processing and hopefully get this stuff up again, or like slow this delay the inevitable complete oil drought that's going to happen. Oh, we should probably sort of push right here and capitalize on this stuff. We might be able to force an encirclement. If not, we can at least try to capture territory. Do the Finnish troops sound so angry? I didn't even think of that. This might be a lag, like a lag 3 or whatever it's called. Russian plane. We'll learn about all that stuff once I eventually get my IL-2 Sturmovik playthrough rolling, which is the thing I have planned. Guy moving off there. Let's stand ready to jump in. Yep, there we go. They're shifting troops down here to try to hold this off, which means that we have ample opportunity to push right now. We'll probably push here in the middle for now, when this guy moves off. Now let's push here as well. We're still pushing across a river, which is it's very inadvisable, but we can't actually assist in that push. We'll do it like this then. It's still really inadvisable, but they're losing so heavily just all across the line right now, so we may as well, so that we can actually take some territory here and have some claim to or like some claim to some territory at the end of the war. Probably take Arkhangelsk. Not that we necessarily need it too much when we got Sorotsk, because we can build a harbor over here and won't need the Arkhangelsk harbor. Though I guess having a free 3 harbor is good. Yeah, we're gonna go across here. We're not gonna push over the river here. Not any more than is necessary. We're starting to run low on divisions necessary to keep the line here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to train some more over here in the east and send them into the lines here to sort of shore up. Because the further we push into Russia, the longer a line we need to hold, which means we run out of divisions necessary, or divisions that we can use to take more territory, essentially. So at one point we will come to a halt, a complete halt. However, the idea is to push north in such a way that we can come to a halt over here, maybe. On this line here. In doing so, we will be able to hold territory, and we've taken more territory than we necessarily should be able to hold, but we could come to a halt on this river here. It will be risky, but at that point the Russians must be using so heavily it doesn't matter. And then maybe just push alongside the Reichspakt forces and try to get in further north here. Once we get across the river, we can attack from there, and it should be easy peasy. Yeah, you can see the strategy here is basically to attack with whichever tile is not facing multiple directions, and then support with the one that is. That means that, for example, when this guy moves out, nobody can move into his tile. But this guy, he has to stay in his tile because these guys could move in his tile. It's very similar to a lot of the strategies you would use in games like the Submarine games by that company, if you know them. They make a lot of World War II grand strategy games that are not about logistics and stuff, but purely about the warfare aspect, mostly. There's some logistics in them. But yeah, the games like that encompass the First World War, the Second World War, and their various theaters, as well as I mean, they've made Warhammer 40k games as well, and they made like Panzer, what's it called, Panzer Command, Panzer something, Achtung Panzer, no, I don't know. Draw upon the Heimatsoldat. Heimatsoldat, or in English, kinship wars, is the idea that Finland should be prudent and active with regards to the status of Finnic peoples around the world. We must draw from this idea, motivating our people in order to regain or gain territory that rightfully belongs to us. Well, that's a very like Russian foreign policy stance, I guess. Nationalist imperialism. Also, wow, this is loud. It's probably not as loud on your end because I did the audio trickery stuff, but this is actually like making it hard for me to think. I can't hear myself think. Again, this is a little audio experiment, or experiment, my bad. So please let me know if it's good or bad, and if you do, please make it as detailed as possible, because if you just say, "This is shit, Dad," then I'm gonna be like, "Yo, this isn't helpful." Also, I have no idea why I instantly went for Dad instead of something else. Fucking memes have poisoned my brain. We've almost finished this attack plan, which we never used at all. Oh, dude, we can push to the river here. This is actually, we're in a poor spot because we can't really logically attack by following the principles that I laid out a moment ago at all here. So we just kind of have to let this hold. But we've got 2 divisions here, so we can attack here. Oh, not because he's moving up north. Okay, yeah, he's moving here, which means we can attack then. Please, may we have this land? Hold. Hold. We don't have the manpower to keep doing shit like that. Fall of Sacramento. Federal forces have been fighting long, difficult skirmishes with Californian conscripts across the Rockies. Today, their efforts came to an end as they finally descended on the city of Sacramento after a large-scale assault across the American River. There's a river called the American River. Guessing that's it then? It being the capital of California and the east of the Californian state capital, well, not as strategically. Wait, what the fuck? So there's a. So is San Francisco the California state capital, and then Sacramento is the capital of California? Huh. Guessing Sacramento then was the capital of the Pacific States. Now it's Seattle. Shouldn't it be San Francisco? Surely. While not a strategically important city, it signifies a secure federal hold over the Rockies, and as the entire Central Valley now opens up to federal soldiers, many experts agree that the Pacific States of America would be wise to come to terms with the United States. And the Canadians are being pushed back in Britain. It took a while though. Pyrenees still fighting back and forth, back and forth. Let us do something that I don't often do because of the changes to experience, where you can use experience to boost doctrines. But now, let us design a new Humu. Or wait, hold on. Yeah, Humu. Let's call it Humu. Actually, so we want higher engine, right? Because we want to have speed and that whatnot, and we want higher range, reliability. Fit one more weapons, reduces reliability. We cannot fit. Okay, so we're gonna do like this. Humu Mark II. Yeah, I'll just call it Mark II. No, I'll call it Humu 41. So the reason I'm choosing engines is because we don't have heavy fighters. And to start production of that would take too long. So basically I'm upgrading the fighters so they can serve some of the role that heavy fighters would be doing here, and that is to guard our coasts. I mean, we don't have much of them, but we do have. And to help fight in Russia, where there aren't a lot of airports. A cool song. You could probably recognize the melody from Oh Christmas Tree. Of course, not originally from Oh Christmas Tree. It's been used for a lot of things. It's been used for labor songs and so on and so forth. Oh, we actually made it across the river. I need to know what this river is called, because this is a very cool battle that's been going for a long time, and would make, or would be a noteworthy part of Finnish history at this point. So technically he can be attacked from over there, so we gotta pin these guys. Actually only one motorized division, so we could take a risk here, put this guy over there. I mean, he's not going to push in there, because then we can encircle him, so he's going to stay there. Troop movement across a line like this uses very simple logic. If nobody can move to capitalize on you moving, then you're safe to move. If not, obviously you can't. So in this case, he can't move to capitalize on my logic, or my movement, because then I can move to capitalize on his, meaning we are both like it is a status quo sort of like situation with no real change. Where are you going? No, you stay here. Nobody can move there, dude. Don't worry, dude. Hold on. Oh my god, that mustache. Alright, well, we are at the 30-minute mark, so let us do casualties. And I'm very excited to see what our casualties are in regards to the Russians. Where is the Russian war? There it is, Russian-German war, the Russo-German war. 1.59 million for Russians. We have taken more Russians down than the German Empire has. They've taken 144,000. We've taken 190,000 down, and we have lost 45,000. Well, that's a ratio. 500,000 for the Great Khan. 500,000 for the Ukrainians, or 450,000. 64,000 only for the Germans. Still, that's also a good ratio for them in that case. Lithuania, 11,000. White Ruthenia, 13,000. 26,000 there. 991 only from Morocco. They don't have a lot of divisions, and it takes an effort to put them up here, or send them up here. Russia, 10,000. They're fighting against Russia. That's where the Germans are fighting against them mostly. West Africa. AOG, not a lot. Right, well, have a look at the Pacific States Federalist War. 2 million, 2.3 million. Always crazy casualties in those wars. British-German War. 4 million almost for the Reichspakt. 8.9 million, sorry, for the Reichspakt. In total. Those numbers are fucking crazy, dude. And they were only in 1941. This war, or this timeline, is much, much worse in terms of the carnage unleashed on the world in the world than the real life World War II. 4.6 million for the Internationale. 2 million for the Entente. You have to really think about the fact that all these numbers are, I mean, not all of them are deaths, of course, but these numbers only take into account war losses in, like, casualties, because Paradox doesn't actually account for civilian casualties, or the, you know, the obvious genocides that would happen in a lot of these parts of the world, or like the different parts of the world, with these various regimes in. And when you also consider the fact that we're already reaching casualty numbers that are kind of absurd even for World War II standards. And we haven't even talked about the civilian casualties, which are, like, they represent the majority casualties in every war. So that is quite insane. Either way, on that happy note, I'm going to say, please, if you would like to reach me on social media, check the links in the description to my Twitter or the Discord, where you can reach me very easily. And also, if you would like to support me, there is a Patreon link as well. And there's a Humble Bundle link if you want to buy this game, or you want to, you know, send the link to a friend so they can buy this game from a very ethical retailer, and you'll support charity, and you'll also give me a small kickback at no extra cost to you, so supports the channel and all that. Anything else? Oh yes, also, I've put a link to my Twitch in the description. Well, I have no immediate plans to stream as of now. Well, I do have immediate plans, but no plans in the immediate near future. I do every now and then launch it just to bullshit with friends, and last night we did some audio testing, which is the result of the different audio experiment stuff that we're doing today. So follow me there if you want to keep up to date with whenever I, you know, eventually try doing that stuff, live stuff, because I think that could be a lot of fun. Because I do love interacting in the comments, but it would be something else entirely to be able to interact live in H. And Twitch is great for that. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.